Today we will discuss about the chapter 1 of the civics, that is local self government in the village. In this chapter I will make you understand what are the local people, what are the local governing body is there to take care of the nearby area, the rural area, and especially the local area. So in the first paragraph it's given there, India is a vast country with a population of more than 1 billion. So this is a country having such a big population. It is divided into 29 states and 7 union territory. So this is what it has mentioned about the number of states that India possesses and the 7 union territory, which is completely controlled by the central government. However, a large section of the population lives in village and small town located far away from the seat of the governing in the state capital and the district headquarter. We should always remember the maximum number of population, the people lives where in a village. Though that our town and cities are overcrowded, but we basically depend upon the agriculture, and that is why the population, the people, more number of people still lives in the village. There is therefore a need for a local government that is closer to the people living in these areas. So in our town cities we have the municipalities, nagar nigam, but what about our villages? There also some governing bodies should be there who should take care of about the village field, about the melas, about the schools, the park and the drainage. So for that purpose there is an institution is needed. So, in the village and the district, there is a system of local government for effective looking after the needs of the local people. That is why in a system, this is local government. There is a especially need the people, because the local people know about the difficulties. So there is also a need of a body who will take care of the local area. These government are formed by the local representative elected by the people. So those people who come up take the leadership in the rural area, in the village area, these people are from village only, they are not from outside. So the village people are elected among themselves and they choose their leader to take care of the villages. Such government are called local self government. So that is why this kind of a government where the local people are involved to take care of the institution or to the area or to the specific body. So that is called what? Local self government. It looks into the local problems. So what are the functions of it? So it take care of the local problem, whatever the problem, the basic need is there. So it provide basic amenities to the people. So whatever the basic things are required for the people, for that purpose this governing body is made up. So it attempt to improve the state of affairs in the local area. So this is what the function you will see here. Local self-government plays a very important role in the democratic setup of our country. It has certain advantage. Now, what advantage is there? Local people have first-hand knowledge of the specific need of the village or locality. So, the local people, whoever is in, suppose in your colony, you are knowing about the problem, what you are facing in the colony. In the same way, in the particular village, the village people will know about the what is the need of the village. So, that is why the local people are involved. They are therefore in a better position to take care of these needs and solve the local problem easily. That is why these people are first they take the first priority, they come forward to take care to solve out the issues of the village area. Local self government relieves the state and union government of the responsibility of solving local problems. So if the local people are involved to take care of that particular area, then the state, like your chief minister and the ministers all together, and in the union like your prime minister and the cabinet, they will have less botheration for those area if they distribute the duty to the local area, so they can manage the things. They will not be having a problem or a burden of the local area. It does enable them to concentrate on national issues for more effectively. So what happen when these things are tackled by the local people nearby, so then the major issues, like more important issues national level or international level, so they can solve out without any botheration what is going out in the village. Local self-government is less expensive than the administration of locality by the state officials. So if the local people will handle the problem itself there, so that will be less expensive. So that money requirement will be less. Local number fourth point, local representative get training in the working and running of the government. So the representatives are the local by, and so they get the training before doing any kind of a work. So they are trained for that particular work which can help them to complete their task. This experience help them to run state or a central government at a later stage. So if they work at the village level, they can think for the state level also, and then they can also work for the government at the center level. So this is the basic platform where these people do some the work and be social and come as a leaders. Local people become self-reliant and responsible. So this makes the people self-reliant and independent. Now, what is Panchayati Raj? You must have heard it's a long back institution which was it was a dream of Mahatma Gandhi. This is what a three-tier system of local government in India is known as a Panchayati Raj. The idea of a village panchayat was first conceived by Mahatma Gandhi even before our independence. So this was a dream of Mahatma Gandhi to have such an institution as a Panchayati Raj to take care of the village. So grassroots level also should develop the things which whatever is required at the village level should be should be fulfilled by this kind of a Panchayati Raj institution. He had a vision of an India where each village was responsible for managing its own affairs. This is what given here about the Panchayati Raj. Now coming to your next important part, after independence the Balwant Rai Mehta committee was formed. So you need to remember this is a committee. The committee recommended the establishment of the scheme of a democratic decentralization which finally came to be known as a Panchayati Raj. When you divide your work to the lowest level, that is called decentralized. So here decentralized means the state ministers, your chief minister, prime minister is not going to come to the each village to solve out the problem the people are facing. So that work has been divided and given to the local people. So this is what called a decentralized to divide the work for the various sector. The Panchayati Raj system has three-tier system. So that is what a three part is there. The three, it consists of three bodies. So that is first at the Gram Panchayat at the village level, Panchayat Samiti at the block level, and Jila Parishad at the district level. So you need to understand at the village level what is the major institution what we call Gram Panchayat. So now at the block level, what is the institution which work for? That is Block Samiti, and at the district level we have Jila Parishad. By the 73rd Amendment Act 1992, which came into force on 24th April 1993, the Panchayati Raj institution received a constitutional status. So later on the Panchayati Raj it got complete confirmation by the Parliament when it happened in 1992 by the 73rd Amendment Act. So by one rule it was considered and confirmed as a one of the institution. The panchayat at the village comprise three body, as I said. So now and in the village also there are three body to take care of a area. So that is your Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Panchayat. So we one by one we will deal with it. Panchayati Raj at the village level. Now what is that? Every village with a population of 1500 or more has a village assembly or Gram Sabha. So some villages are very small, some are very big. So now according to the population, if a population is having 1500 or more, so then they will have one Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha is what called assembly. All members of the village, male or a female, who have reached at the age of 18 are its member. So all 18 and 18 plus the adult members, so they are the member of this Gram Sabha. They will be the member, leaving the children under the age 18. If they are 17 they will not be, but as soon as they become 18 they can become the member of the Gram Sabha. Function, what is the function of Gram Sabha? It elect the representative of the Gram Panchayat. So all the members of the village, if there is a need or to elect the Gram Panchayat, so they will vote for the Gram Panchayat. It discuss the problem and difficulties faced by the village. So whatever the problem is in the village, so they will sit together and find out what and how to sort out that problem. It approves the annual budget. So what amount of money is required? Suppose any drain is needed, any park is needed, or any school is to be built, so they will find out the solution for that and they will calculate what amount is needed to make a school or a park. So that is done in the Gram Sabha. It has the power to remove a member from the panchayat. So if they sit together and if they find any people not working, the member of the panchayat not working properly, so they can sit for that and find out the any method so that they can remove the member who is not working there in the panchayat. So it has the power, the membership can be taken. The Gram Panchayat, now next is your Gram Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat is the executive body of the village assembly or a Gram Sabha. When I talk about executive, this is the working body. Executive means not making law, but the law has to be followed, practically to be followed in the life. That is called executive body of the village assembly. So what is the executive body? It's a Gram Panchayat. Its members are elected by the Gram Sabha for a term of 5 years. So the members of the Gram Panchayat will be elected by whom? The members of the Gram Sabha. And who are the members of the Gram Sabha? 18 plus 18 and 18 plus, the male and the female, the men and the women are the member of the Gram Sabha. So they have also got the function. They will elect the member from the Gram Panchayat. So okay. So and this for how many years that people will be elected? For 5 years. The number of member is determined by the size of the village. If the village is big, there will be more number of people in the Gram Panchayat, and if the village is small, so then the minimum number of people is required. Now, who all are in the Gram Panchayat? Gram Panchayat election, the Panchayat members directly elect their head called Sarpanch or Pradhan Mukhiya. So, the people who are elected for the Gram Panchayat, suppose there are 5 people, so among the 5 people, one will be elected as a Sarpanch. Among themselves, they will choose who is to be the leader, so that will be the Sarpanch. The Sarpanch calls the meeting of the Panchayat, presides over them, and coordinate the activities of the Panchayat. What is the duty of the Sarpanch? He will call the meeting if it's needed. He will give the message. He will call the people of the member to come and attend the meeting. Presides over them means he will deal with them regarding the problem or whatever the issues are there. The panchayat usually meet once a month. So in a month, once they meet, all the decisions are taken by majority vote. So if there are 5 people, 4 people agree with one thing, so then they will carry on. So this is what called the majority, maximum number of people when they agree for one thing. In case of a tie, the sarpanch has a casting vote. So now if they are is a tie, if they are no majority is there, then they make a casting of vote. So the people vote for, I am going for this, I don't agree, I agree. In that manner they cast a vote, and accordingly they take the action. The Gram Panchayat is responsible for providing the maintaining of basic amenities. So what is the duty of the Gram Panchayat? To provide the basic things what the village need. This is what the function of the Gram Panchayat. So this is what given here. 1 to 5 points are there. It looks after the village road and street lighting. So as in the town and city, the Nagar Nigam take care of the village road and the street lighting. So here also in the Gram Panchayat they take care of the village road. Nagar Nigam take care of the town roads and the market roads, whatever the roads are in the town and cities. So in the Gram Panchayat, the Gram Panchayat member will take care of that. It take care of health of the villages by setting up dispensaries, healthcare centers, and looking after the sanitary facilities in the village. So regarding the health is also important of the people. So they will make a dispensary where the doctors can be set up and other things are provided. It is under the obligation to set up school for primary education for the small basic education 1 to 5. So the primary school is needed, so that is the duty for them to set up. It implement the development program of the government at the village level. So other kind of a development program regarding any welfare act or other thing, so for that also it is done. Number 5, it may set up libraries, recreational centers, build park and garden, organize village fairs, and provide veterinary hospital. So beside above all these 4 functions, the last one talks about the library, the recreational center like community center or the natak and all those kind of a platform. So that is given under the 5th point. Now from where they get the money? Village panchayat primarily depend on the grant in aid from the state government. So village panchayat, the member of the panchayat, how will they work? How will they construct the school, or how will they make the garden or the village road? So now for that they have to totally depend on the state level affair, the minister. So your chief minister and the minister is going only to grant the money to the village particular panchayat, so that this can be done. So it depends upon the state minister, the chief minister, and other minister combined together to grant the money. Apart from these grants, the other sources of revenue are tax levied on the property, land, cattle, etc. Since it's a agricultural land, so if there is a sale and the purchase of the land, for that there is a taxes on the agricultural land. If the production is done, cultivation is done, so for the land tax is there, cattle is there. So taxes on common village and land water bodies. So whatever the things we are using, for that also there is a tax for the land and the water, that the tube well or the well is there. So whatever the water facility is given, so for that there is a tax. Fine imposed on the village offenders if any mistake is done by the people, so there is a fine imposed, so that is also one of the aid. Income from the sale of the village property, if any village property is sold, so that is also the source of the income. Now coming to the Nyay Panchayat, a major function of the Nyay Panchayat is to provide speedy justice to the villagers. Since in the village we don't have any court, as we have in a small district, we have the subordinate court or local court, or the at the state level we have the high court and the supreme court are at the highest level. But in a village we don't have the court. So how the people, the civic issues, small issues, how they are going to handle? So for that there is a Nyay Panchayat. This function is performed by a specially established judicial body called a Nyay Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat usually elects its member. So who is going to elect this member for the Nyay Panchayat? The Gram Panchayat. And who is going to elect the member of the Gram Panchayat? The member of the village. They are the Gram Sabha. Now what is the function of the Nyay Panchayat? Nyay Panchayat tries petty civil and criminal cases like minor theft, quarrels, or minor encroachment of the public property. So minor theft, somebody has taken their suppose mango from their field, or taken away the crops from the field. So that is in petty cases. So or quarrels or any kind of encroachment, or the other area they have done something, they have made something. So that kind of issues can be dealt in the Nyay Panchayat. It may take up civil cases involving money dispute over an amount not exceeding to 500. So the amount, that is what 500, under that if there is any dispute or regarding this, so they are going to deal it, they will listen about it. It has no power to send an offender to jail. And now if the person is really guilty, they don't have the power to put that person in a jail. They can't do that. A dissatisfied party can appeal against its judgment in the district court or a higher court. If the person is not satisfied with the judgment given in the Nyay Panchayat, then that party can move to the district court. As in the Bhagalpur we have one of the courts, so this is a district, so that person nearby the panchayat can come and appeal in the district court. It can impose a minor fine but cannot send any offender to prison. So if any person have done the mistake, so as a punishment he may be charged some amount of money, not in very much amount, big amount, so 500, 200, in that manner. It provides valuable service by rendering cheap and quick justice to the poor. So it's a very speedy. So at moment only they give the justice. So that is the whatever the problem is there regarding the judicial, they sort it out. Agreement in most cases are brought about without resorting to expensive lawsuit. Since the matter when it comes to the court, it becomes very expensive. So this is what they do it with the less amount of money. The things are solved. So next video I will discuss you about the panchayat at the block level, that is the panchayat samiti. You read the chapter and go through it. Thank you.